Shine, everybody. It is time to shake up our morning with the Farm2Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Welcome in. Good morning. I'm Ryan. And whether you're here for the first time or whether this is you're just a routine character here at our first show for the day, second show, actually. I'm sorry. I'm reading things, copied stuff off. We're jumping in first thing this morning right here. We are going to go over a couple of good stories today. Grab your coffee. I've got mine. Hopefully, it's some Farm to Table Direct coffee. Anyway, let's get ready. Let's go. I was going to go over to Jack's Redneck Weather Report, but I couldn't find it on my YouTube. But let's go over and see if he's popped out. Good morning. Welcome in. Let me get the chat. Hey, good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you up with me again today. Hope you got a little more sleep last night. But let's see what we got here. See if Jack and them have gotten posted. Yeah, see, no, he ain't got it. He got something about some eggs, but he ain't. He came out with the redneck weather report after I had uh, gone on yesterday. But I'll tell you right now, we'll just grab this right here. Right where I'm at right now this morning, it is 30 degrees. 30 degrees with a high of 50. Partly cloudy conditions, wind gust up to 9. I'll be putting on a jacket and a hoodie later today. But anyway, folks, it is day number 2 of 2025. Hope you all had a great day yesterday. I know after the show, I went back in, kind of chilled out, got some breakfast, did all that, and then I worked in my kitchen all day yesterday. But anyway, it's going to be back to work for me here in just a little bit. Got to go in a little while, and I'm hoping maybe, I don't know, hopefully it's a good day. It's the second Monday of the week is what it feels like for the job. But anyway, hope, I don't know how many of y'all are going back to work as well today, or if some of y'all took an extended New Year's holiday. But anyway, as Scotty already knows, and hopefully y'all come in later at live chat event, so by all means comment. We're going to get right on into this. We got Scotty in, and hopefully some others will join us this morning, Scotty. Um, anyway, what I'm going to talk about today is the growing homestead movement. And, it's kind of a starting a new year, and we're getting ready to have a new cycle of homesteading expos and rendezvous, conferences, and festivals will be starting very soon. And I felt that it was a relevant topic to cover early in the year. It's one we have explored several times in the past on the show, but I think it needs revisiting now and again. Uh, and which, for those keeping track, it is 78 days to the Okie Homestead Expo. It's going to be here before we know it. Um, I know the Christmas sale is over. And they had a brief little thing on yesterday where they were doing a ticket giveaway, but I went back this morning and it's not posted on their page. So I'm assuming that, and I guess I need to look and see if it's a YouTube thing. I can look right quick. Let's see. I thought it was, no, they don't have that. Yeah, all they got is, good morning, Teresa. Hey, good morning there, Cody. Let's see. Let's see. There's Scotty was in the house already, and Teresa joining us again this morning, and my nephew Cody, who some of y'all have seen on some of our shows. Early bird gets the worm. He says, "Have a nice day at work." Yeah, we're going to, but when we get there. We're going to do the best we can with it anyway. But anyway, yeah, 78 days to Okie Expo. If I can see, I got my 2024 shirt on. Anyway, it's looking forward to it. It's the speaker lineup is growing, and we've got our paperwork in for what we have to do to be there, and vendor application, all that. Just looking forward to another year of meeting everybody and interviewing and talking to people and meeting some people face to face that we've only seen in chat. So that'll be a good time. Um, and we're gonna get going on that. But that's almost away. But anyway, because all that's we're getting ready to start that cycle again. There's a lot going on this year already on the schedule for 2025 in the homesteading expo rendezvous conference festival list, and as well as a couple of some YouTube meetups throughout the year, and we'll talk more about those as they get closer. But Oki's the first one up for us. I saw one the other day somewhere, and I went back to try to find it and can't. So I know there's something coming up. I know for those of us in Oklahoma, I think OLAC's at the end of the month. But that's a big thing. But I know our friend Dwayne Hall and some others are going to be going to that. But anyway, and then the farmers markets will be here before we know it. I mean, usually April around here. I don't know about where y'all live, but it's usually April. But farm hubs, farm direct stores, other types of markets are popping up all over the place to meet the growing demand for real food. And people are waking up to the fact that the over processed food and the fast food and those types of things are they're poisoning us. They're making us sick, quite frankly. But there's something else in there, I think, that makes that stuff addictive, and some of it's just convenience. I know that's it for me. Oh, excuse me. Um, but anyway, so what are some of the reasons that it seems to be trending across multiple generations? That's something I've noticed, that there doesn't seem to be an age requirement, and it's millennials, it's younger folks, and all the way up to some of us that are grandparents and older, getting into this in late style and later in life. And so I don't know, what do y'all think? Feel free to chime in on the chat. Let us know what we think, what y'all think about it, or opinions y'all might have, and we can talk about that as it comes up. But I'm going to go into 12 reasons that one writer gives for this trend. Now, if you'll ask Joel Salatin and several others, including those of us that were at the roundtable discussion that we had at the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous back in August or September, rather, it's not a trend, or even a fad. I mean, it may be popular right now, but it's more than that. Joel Salatin, he had a book out called Homestead Tsunami. And then talking with him, when we interviewed him, that's exactly how he summed that up. It was a homestead tsunami, a real deal, kind of thing, and just a real deal movement back to our roots and heritage, back to doing things like Grandma and Grandpa did things, and it kind of skipped a generation. Some people got to see it and some didn't, but it seemed like it skipped a period of time. But then now people are getting back into it, and going back to finding skills that were either lost or I say lost. They had skipped a generation. They were truly lost. We wouldn't have found them. But back to skipping a generation, and so going back and reclaiming and relearning skills that our grandparents, maybe or your parents, depending on our age, they did. I remember my dad gardening when I was a young kid, but then he stopped, which didn't hurt kind of hurt my feelings. We had good food going on in the garden during that time, but we, kind of find out he didn't really like it. He just was doing it because that's what he thought he was supposed to be doing. Thought my mom wanted him to do it. Whatever, but good memories as a child. Out doing that and going to, as Keith and I have talked about, going to our grandparents. They helped manage and run a large ranch farm. Whatever I call it a ranch. I don't remember much gardening besides their private garden patch behind the house, but most of it was cows, and then of course around the barnyard of every type of wildlife you could imagine coming in there. Of course, a lot of horses and cows. We had, a little bit of everything, but but it was all there for we had pigs, we had a little everything. So we grew up around it, and but then stopped doing it. Now I've gardened a couple of times. Keith has as well, and so those are the things we're getting back to. But so and now I've gotten property and kind of aspiring to do something in that level of homesteading. I don't know if it's going to actually happen, but aspiring to do something. Um, but anyway, learning about this over the last period of time has been an eye opener for one of reasons to do it, and also some of the pitfalls and scheduling and things of that nature when you start having a lot of animals to take care of. And but I'm still working on infrastructure on our property to get to where we can even have anything outside of the dog and a couple, the cats that are running around. Because safety concerns. We have a lot of predators. I live but next to national forest, and so you name it's around here. And But anyway, enough of that. This article that I'm going to cover uh, is about 3 months old, but it popped into my news alerts. I have alerts on my phone that targeted for specific things. But anyway, popped into my alerts a few days ago. It was written by a person named Mercy Kambura and was posted on MSN. Now, I'm not an MSN person, but they occasionally put out some good information. And I think maybe this is one of those times. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. Pull this up. Let me see. Where am I at here? I want to go into, let me see. Man, I'm still messing with this, learning the share screen thing. Let's see. All right, we'll bring this up. And as you can see, this is 12 Reasons Homesteading is Trending, is the name of this article. Anyway, it says more millennials, Gen Zs are returning to traditional homesteads, and you might wonder why. It says you heard about a lifestyle that offers simplicity, sustainability, and a closer connection to nature. You're curious to try it out. It's become more popular, and some looking to escape, and others are just tired of not knowing where their food comes out. But anyway, so anyway, they're going to look at compelling reasons why it's on the rise. I think it'll stay. Let's just jump right in. Let me see, where am I at here? Get that back up. Yeah, okay. But anyway, let's see. As you can see, I mean, people are trying to get. I got to get back over here. Okay. Number one, desire for self-sufficiency. I'd say, says convenience has been a tug of war with quality, and families eager to reclaim the driver's seat in their lives. And there is something about that. Being able to, once you grow food or you raise an animal and produce your own food, there's a confidence thing that comes in knowing, knowing that you can make your own food, and it is empowering, to be able to do that. I know I've experienced that myself when I had my garden. Something about food that you raise or grow in your garden yourself. Uh, that just is, it does make you feel better about it. Let's see, let's go on. We'll move on through this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each of these, but it says less technology. Um, uh, I'm going to, I know our friend Joel Salatin, he's all about, which I find funny. There's an ad right there for AT&T fiber. That works out perfect. But anyway, smartphones, tablets, I know how easy it is to get into that. I have all of them. And of course, what we do here, but, you know, and when they say less technology, I'd say it's more about getting devices out of your hands that just keep you glued in, video games, whatever, and getting out into nature, and it's instead of, just like I said, instead of staying connected, it's used to learn things needed to survive. I mean, YouTube, for crying out loud, is one of the greatest tools out there. I wish it had been there when I was younger in the sense of learning things, but I'm glad it wasn't there when I was doing stupid things. But so that's the nature of that. But let's see what we got here. All right, let's see. Up next, environmental awareness. Now, this is where we get a little off on that, the climate change thing and all that. But people are trying to be a little more conscious. And I think by nature, farmers, homesteaders, ranchers, are, because we reuse, repurpose, recycle. So I think that's probably a reasonable thing. But anyway, let's see. Let's jump over here. Let's see what's next. Number 4, control over what you eat, and I think that's a big one right there. Processed foods with ingredients being, questionable ingredients. Um, a lot of people want to get back to knowing how their food is grown, whether it's medical purposes or just not wanting to feed their kids to junk. And so they get into this lifestyle and growing their own stuff, raising chickens. Says everyone knows exactly what's on your plate. I would agree with that. I think that's probably one of the biggest motivators there is, for that. But anyway, let's see. Let's jump right on in here. Let's see. It's a cheaper lifestyle. Some people believe cost effective. I mean, I guess it depends on how big you get up. It's front load, getting things going. But it is, it's a long term game. I would agree with that assessment. That it's a long term game. But let me see, where am I at here? We'll go over there. You got to be able to, like I said, recycle, reuse, repurpose. What you save in food over a period of time because you're growing your own, living a simpler life, getting rid of some of the things we get hung up on. But, like I said, it is a front load expense. But so let's see, move into number 6, simplicity and minimalism. Um, don't confuse simplicity with easy. That's for sure. Um, but it's living with less, focus on what truly matters. You just seen our article. Some of y'all just seen our interview with Joel, where he talked about him and his wife living below the poverty line for a long period of life, cash wise. They had all the food they could handle. They had all that stuff, but I mean, they didn't go on big vacations, and they still don't have TVs and all that. Um, and just working in life. And so now I think a lot of people get confused. Most people who do this still have to work, or somebody on the farm still has to work a job. But you know, that's that. Let's see, preparedness. Now that I'll agree. I wouldn't say, like I said, the apocalypse anytime soon, but uh, homesteading equipped skills need to survive things, weather circumstances, which is the most natural disaster. Um, but also even just economic things of the last few years have shown us that uh, homesteading involves food, survival skills, self-reliant, psychological resistance. But anyway, it's I would agree with that. That's a definite preparedness one. Um, but let's see, where are we at here? Let me see. Let's go number 8. Wow, look at this sense of community and connection. Boy, you ain't lying about that. Know who your neighbor is. Sense of community, connection often lacked in most homesteaders participate in local farmers markets, workshops, expos, rendezvous, etc. Build strong supportive networks. I know ours has grown a lot just doing uh, what we do, and being around the homestead community. Let's see where we go here. Let's go back to this. Let's see. Educational opportunities. I would agree. Homesteading is like nature's classroom, and I don't think it's just for the kids. I think adults too, because you have to learn how to do things. You know, and do a lot of DIY. So you got to let environment for children, hands-on experience. Of course, the homeschooling movement is huge, also within the homesteading community, and I can understand why. Um, so. Um, but let's see. Uh, Slide on it over here to number 10. We'll blow through these real quick. Returning to our roots. I think that's a lot of it right there, too, for some people. Embracing homesteading mean to channel their ancestor, like I said, their family, time travel, nostalgic nod to traditional while keeping us connected. Activities have been passed down through generations. There's that's a big one right there. People returning back to, like I said, how grandma and grandpa used to do things. And That's a big deal for a lot of people. I mean, because and it does get you connected back to that, and that lost art. Um, that's not what we want to do, Lord. Um, and Let me see, number 11, creative outlet. I would agree. I mean, it's creative. I don't know if that's the reason why people get into it. I just think it's maybe a reason people enjoy it. I think it's something people get out of it. Baking bread, sewing clothes, if you go that far, building furniture. Anyway, I think it's a variety of thing. Everybody's a little different. Everybody does things a little different. Uh, yeah, you're right, Scotty. I'm gonna go ahead and post out the majority of words and the ingredients you can't even pronounce. It makes it kind of scary what you're putting in your body. Talk back to talking about our food and the food resource. I agree with that 100%, Scotty. It's a well, if you can't pronounce it, God probably didn't make it. It's my answer, and I'm guilty of that myself. Um, so I know that, but I mean, I had to learn how to pronounce glyphosates and some of those things, and definitely you start getting into monosodium glutamate and everything else that is in there. So that definitely, uh, you're right. That has a lot to do. It is scary what we're putting into our body. Um, anyway, creative outlets. Like I said, I can see that. I don't think that's I'd stretch whether that's a reason, but I just think that's a side benefit, or maybe it's just part of it. But let's see what number 12 is. Number 12, desire for authentic experiences. Real life experiences are rare, virtual ones everywhere. There's nothing like getting your hands dirty, watching plants grow, harvesting fruits, caring for animals, sense of wonder and appreciation, life's sense of pleasures. Um, you know, I think there's a lot of truth in what this person wrote. I don't know if it's completely accurate. Let me see when I get in here. Where did I go? Where did I go? Yeah, right there. We'll get back into here. We'll come up in here. Um, like I said, we made it through this list. I agree with some. Not sure on a few as well. Like I said, the artistic and even there at the end, the authentic, those last two in particular, I would say, desire for him. I think those are side benefits more than reasons you get into it or more than reasons it's trending. Um, we'll go back up there for number 4, control over what you eat. That was what Scotty was commenting on there, and uh, I would agree. That's a big thing. A lot of people we've talked to in this last uh, period of time has been, they started for health reasons. They had autoimmune or other different type of health issues, and they had to start growing. They had to start knowing where their food came from. I've talked to others. They wanted to know where their kids, what was going in their bodies. I know Zach Bauer from an American Homesteader. That was a big thing for him. And you know, now that we made it through the list, let me take just a minute. Well, welcome back in those that got in and got out. But we're going to take a quick.
Hey, coffee lovers, want the freshest, tastiest brew? Say hello to Farm2Table Direct Coffee. At Farm2Table Direct Coffee, we offer premium beans handpicked for ripeness. Place your order, and our expert roasters get to work. Your coffee is roasted and shipped the very same day. It's that simple. Stay updated with notifications at every step. For the freshest custom roasted coffee, visit farm2tabledirect.coffee.com. That's farm, the number 2, tabledirect.coffee.com. Experience the difference Farm2Table Direct Coffee can make in your morning routine. From the farm to your table, the freshest coffee.
Well, we'll have to work on that. It cut things off there. We'll have to get that put together a little better. But anyway, just a little ad there from our coffee. Got to promote where we can. Hope it didn't kick nobody out. But anyway, so knowing where, and that right there goes right to what we're just talking about, knowing where your food comes from, and that's one thing we were very important to us about our coffee was that it was, good morning there, Wild Huckleberry. Glad to see you in with us this morning. It is, we've been talking about reasons that homesteading is trending or becoming more than a trend, maybe even. It's, as Joel said, a homestead tsunami, that type of thing. So that's what we're talking about this morning. We've gone through a list of several things there, but I think the one that probably tops the list for me, I'd say is, control over what people eat, maybe even returning to the roots. But, and But I think a lot of people were driven by the food awareness, kind of growing into um, what we put in our bodies, matters, and wanting to know where our food came from and that type of thing. I think is probably, I would say, would be the one that I'd think is the most popular. It's a lot of them in there, but I would say, some of them are just benefits, but side benefits maybe that's on this list. But again, that was what this person put together. I would venture to say this person probably has not homesteaded, was not a homesteader, but didn't mean that the list wasn't worth going over and worth looking at. But anyway, now that we've made it through it, like I said, I agree with some and not all. Um, but whatever the reason that someone may have for wanting to get into the homestead lifestyle or movement or whatever you want to call it, I say great. Man, that's awesome. And welcome to the neighborhood. Um, every person has their own ideas about it. And guess what? Other than thinking it's easy, they can all be right. Um, you must know your why. I mean, that's super important. You got to know why you're doing this. And it's likely it'll be a little different for everyone. It's going to be personal. It may be necessity, like I said, for going back to just growing your garden, whatever, having your food, needing to get away from things for one reason or another. Some of you guys that, do this, on a routine basis, y'all know it ain't easy. So, if it was, I mean, I guess everybody would do it, but that's okay. And some want to jump in the deep, cannonball style, you might say. Kind of just, heads in and, good morning. There's Bro joining in us this morning coming in on the Farm to Table Direct Show's YouTube there. Good morning, Bro. Um, you know, I said cannonball style, just jumping right in head first. And others just might want to put their pinky toe in a little bit, just kind of test the waters a little bit, and ease into it. Some live in the suburbs or apartment housing, where the space is small or they can't do it. And our friend Monty Shrunk, a suburban sodbuster, lives in the suburbs. Exactly what it says. He's got a just a large lot, small lot of land, makes the most of it. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute with Monty. But anyway, what's going on with him right now? But anyway, and then there's some that are living on generational land. Their parents and grandparents stayed with it, and they're on a larger piece of land, or they're on generational. Some have sold out of the city and moved to the country and bought that bigger piece. Um, and I'll say that, when it comes to the size of land, I wouldn't encourage anybody to get any more than they can handle. Um, you know, food is the reason we're doing this. Wild Huckleberry. Let's see. Let's see. That's there. Food is the reason we're doing this. We want to know what goes into our food. So much junk and stuff these days. Absolutely, 100%. And I would say that's probably a driving factor for a lot of people. Like I said, I think that's probably the number one um, reason is that people get into it. Some it's prep. They've seen what's going on. They want a place to hide. Um, you know. Um, I'll say this: there's no wrong way to get started. Just get started. Start where you're at. That's a big turn of phrase I've heard quite a few times. Is start where you're at. And I would say for a lot of people, and tell your friend if all they do is buy produce, meat, dairy, etc., from local farmers and gardeners, ranchers, even the artisans, and I say bravo. We need you too. In fact, we might need more of those than we do. People growing their own, but the more who grow their own, uh, you know, uh, the better. Uh, buy local instead of from box stores. And online helps support a local family, maybe even a whole community. And I know that you can't get everything local, and I even know at the moment you can't even buy all USA made products. But by golly, we can do the best we can. We can try, um, and um, that's what we have to do each and every day is get up and do the best we can. Um, you know, um, a couple of little add notes. Talked about Okie Expo coming up. That's March 21st and 22nd. Yeah. Anyway, 78 days away. So tickets are on sale, of course. There, the Christmas special is over, so now it's back to full price, which $50 for the 2-day ticket, and you can get that on Okie Expo Facebook page, and also on the .com. Let's see. Now this one is one that's coming up. Let me get back over here. Go over to share screen right quick. I'm going to bring this one up. Boom. Just um, 2025 Homesteaders of America Conference, October 10th and 11th, 2025. Now, that's all the way out in Front Royal, Virginia. So I was hoping Breadman would be back in with us this morning. That's up in his neighborhood. But anyway, there's a lot of people. Of course, Joe Salatin, John Moody, Daniel Salatin. The list goes on and on. Anyway, Anacita Scott, Joe Reagan, Nick Frieda, Shauna Beth Dougherty. It's an awesome event out there. Tickets are on sale right now. I will tell you that you must you get on that right now. Don't wait. These tickets sell out extremely fast. Hey, good morning, Joey, Phil, Janae. Glad to see you in. The those tickets go fast. We've been told from even last year they sell out very, very quickly. So you definitely want to get on those tickets if you want to go. I know Keith and I already have our tickets, so we will be there. That's going to wrap up our year there. But anyway, so that's going on. And let's see, real quick, we'll get this going. I said, okay, Expo HOA conference tickets October 10th and 11th. There's other events coming up throughout the year, June all the way, May of meetups, September's busy, October, and we'll give more information on those. I brought up HOA because those tickets go on sale. They went on sale yesterday for membership, like we are members, and they go quick. They're not expensive, $50 for a 2-day pass. So again, not bad, and man, the access to people you get is incredible. But anyway, coming up for the Farm to Table Direct Show, January 7th, Tuesday, I believe we have Okie Farm and Hatchery on. We'll be doing our Tuesday night live, and at 7 p.m. Tuesday night, as our normal schedule. Get back in the year. But anyway, I believe that's who we have. But anyway, we'll get that out and posted soon. But January 7th, 7 p.m. January 9th, which is next Thursday, a week from today, as a matter of fact, at 7 p.m., we will be on Suburban Sodbuster, the Suburban Sodbusters channel. That's Monty Shrunk, our good friend. He's going to be interviewing us for a change, so that's going to be a little switch. But go over there and check out the Suburban Sodbuster, Monty Shrunk. He's a great guy. Anyway, he invited us to come on his show, come on his live, and so we're going to hang out with him next Thursday at 7:00. So hope you all join us there. But anyway, so that's a wrap for today. I'm so glad some of y'all got in here at the end. Come back and watch it if you haven't already. Feel free to watch the replay. But anyway, that's a wrap for today on the morning edition. Thanks for joining us as we explore everything that we talk about, opinions, ideas. We're here every morning at 6 a.m., Monday through Friday. Unless I got to go to work, in which case I'll record it and it'll be up at 6 a.m. regardless. But anyway, if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channels if you aren't already. Facebook, YouTube, and X. It's all simulcast of those channels and those platforms. It is the best way to stay connected, help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. So, went a little over my 30 minutes there. I've got to get up and around. I got to head off to work. So I hope that each and every one of you have a blessed day, that you can be a blessing to somebody today. But until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people. And remember, we are stronger together. So, again, be a blessing to somebody, and we will see you on the other side. Hope you all have a great and wonderful day, and we will see you all tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.